kunyamaza. Mungu nifunze kunyamaza. Mungu nifunze kunyamaza. Mungu nifunze kunyamaza. Hutamani kulia yakienda kushoto, msalaba dunia sisi sote twabeba. Who are you gonna run to when they don't wanna see you? Juu maneno ni sumu, wengi imehukumu. Power of life and death is in your tongue. Hide my identity, haifichi your heart. Mungu nifunze kunyamaza. 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 Mungu nifunze. Mungu nifunze kunyamaza. Mungu nifunze kunyamaza. Mungu nifunze kunyamaza. Twaumizana. Mungu nifunze kunyamaza. Mungu nifunze kunyamaza. Kunyamaza. Way I do like this, he said, Walolo. Way I swing my hips, he said, Walolo. Baby, make me miss, he said, Walolo. Way I sing my hits, he said, Walolo. Baby, what's the time? Now we dancing through the night. When he get me in his sight, oh, his eyes, they shine so bright. Eyes, they shine so bright. Baby, tell me how you feel. Isn't this thing real? Yeah, we realer than the deal. They know that we are real deal. Way I do like this, he said, Walolo. Way I swing my hips, he said, Walolo. Baby, make me miss, he said, Walolo. Way I sing my hits, he said, Walolo. Baby, what's the time? Now we dancing through the night. When he get me in his sight, oh, his eyes, they shine so bright. Eyes, they shine so bright. Baby, tell me how you feel. Isn't this thing real? Yeah, we realer than the deal. They know that we are real deal. Way I do like this, he said, Walolo.
Can't get enough, I can't get enough of you. Oh, 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 I can't get enough. Oh, 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 oh.
I'll pay attention to what, and then you end up living in your head so much that you ignore seeing them for who they are. Killer fans have been, you reap what you sow because you frustrated him. Now he's doing the same, blah, blah, blah. But in truth, it's like, kama pesa ilipeanwa na haikukufikia ilienda wapi. So maybe we need to pay attention to that, which I think is a very important point to raise. Onto, like, today we have a lot. Onto another story. Did you know that apparently the Parliament wants to amend the Conflict of Interest Bill from 2023. The amendment now allows state officials to do business with the government and at the same time shield individuals and their families from taxpayer accountability. So this is a problem because there's been a bill, there was an act about the conflict of interest where if you are someone who is a state official, you couldn't like supply goods and stuff like that to the government, because then you'll just give yourself the tender, right? Because if you are on the committee that is sitting to decide who gets the tender and then your company is there, of course you're going to be biased. So that's the reason why the conflict of interest bill was there. So apparently they want to amend it to say that people who work for the government can also put in their companies rather, for the tender. So again, like there's so many sideshows. A lot of things are being done chini ya maji. That's another gateway for corruption for sure. Because then even if I don't have a company and my friend has a company, I can easily just make sure that their company gets it and then I get a kickback, because we do live in a country that is about kickbacks and all the things in between. There was a story on a lighter note, rather. Not a lighter note. Well, yeah. There's a conversation that's been happening since, I think 2 days ago, where there's this man who came online to talk about how after pleading with his wife to open their marriage, their relationship, she finally caved in and opened the relationship, and she's been on a bunch of dates, has met different men. On the apps, she's getting like thousands and thousands of likes, but he hasn't been able to go on even like one single date, and he is hashtag gutted. So I'm like, this is that one F around and find out type of situation. And someone said, it's like, it's funny how men overestimate their market value. And then there's someone else talking about like, no one finds a 40-plus-year-old man who's married with kids that attractive anyway. So I don't understand why they think that they'll just go out there and women will be clamoring to be with them. So I was like, yeah, let's share that on a lighter note, because yeah, why not? We are already in the shits. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah, is Motoria with Sarah giving us pressure.
Pawa Radio. Tune in and power up. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
Pressure, ona vile inatupeleka. Pesa, ukikosa leo unakesha na kuna kesho. Tulia kidogo, ganga ya leo, na ukinge moyo wako, moyo wako. We've made it this far, we're gonna be okay. With wonderful scars that help us find our way. And when it gets dark and you cannot feel my faith, pick up the guitar and sing our song again.
Medman you quit. Timki machuni dwaro. Kungena mungeyo. wonderful scars that help us find a way. And when it gets dark and you cannot feel my pain, pick up your guitar and sing our song again.
The operation nice and fitty. Roll one up, yeah. Things can get tricky. Napenda kumedi na mziki. Kama ni mapenzi then baby, ulinifanyia nini? Cause I really wanna get time, really wanna get time. You gotta know, yeah, like any time flies. Ntaku treat like I'm supposed to. If you just let me show ya. Takupa rest on my chest and my shoulders. I must have on my tele. I think him and I fell in love overnight. Loving him since then. I must have on my tele. I think him and I fell in love overnight. Loving him since then.
Without you by my side, I swear I'm not able. Face this thing called life, I feel I'm not stable. So you are my lifeline, my only power cable. Oh, my amiable. Look at the stars, shining so bright to get your attention. But we're so in love, so magical. I'll never love again. Believe it's planning a future now. And when we make love, you taking all the pain away. Oh, Tina Timranade, universal love me, ani chango atunde nate. Pokna yudo machalo kodi ale moni ani bende. Abide Luanda ni Luanda migeno. Okana go pain, okana podi. I must have fun my tele. I think she and I fell in love overnight. Wanted her since then. I must have on my tele. I think she and I fell in love overnight. Wanted her since then. Without you by my side, I swear I'm not able to face this thing called life. I feel I'm not stable. So you are my lifeline, my only power cable. Oh, my amiable. Without you by my side, I swear I'm not able to face this thing called life. I feel I'm not stable. So you are my lifeline, my only power cable. Oh, my amiable.
Was so scared to fall in love again, but your touch is everything. Listen
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio. Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
That was Brandy Minor with Power Cable featuring Okello Max. And before that, of course, we listened to Sero and Motoria with Pressure. We are getting into the papers today, and most of the stories in the paper, I will tell you what I've... It's just the shenanigans, and by shenanigans, it's the side shows that they want us to focus on, so we don't focus on like the really, really, truly important things that are happening behind the scenes. Anyway, it is what it is. Front page of the Standard says, inside Ruto and Uhuru surprise phone call. I'm like, I honestly do not care. Again, Daily Nation, Ruto, Uhuru seek to end Pax Row. Again, I really do not care. Business Daily, Murkomen reveals plan to increase fuel levy by 39%. Now I really, really do care. I saw a video where the governor for Nyeri was telling people and advising people, his constituents, to not accept the finance bill because we're saying, nope, please do not kubali this thing. And then this Murkomen guy gets up there and immediately starts saying, Siji, don't listen, blah, blah. Please, guys, the focus is still the finance bill. They want to add more levy. 39% means the levy that you pay goes up by 25 shillings. And that's a store nini. Awongezewi mafuta ile ile. So now if you were getting whatever amount of fuel you are getting for specific amounts of money, now you'll get less because a bigger portion of that is going into the fuel levy. And the worst part about the fuel levy is that it doesn't only affect fuel at the pump. It will affect fare prices, it will affect Uber prices, it will affect the train prices, it will affect food prices because everyone uses transportation for food and stuff. It will affect easy boda tunapandanga. It will affect electricity because there's also a fuel levy that we pay under electricity. Like, it's going to affect a lot of different things. So the problem is when the prices of fuel go up, they affect every single thing. So it's very easy to just pause and say, oh, it's just this one thing. It affects every facet of your life. So that story is in the Business Daily. There's a story about how Direct Line is an insurance company, and it's the insurance company that insures like 80%, almost 80% of PSV vehicles in Kenya. And apparently it's being shut down. People woke up and they were just told, yeah, you don't work here anymore because here doesn't exist anymore. And apparently all this is because of family wrangles. There's apparently a hostile takeover that's sort of happening. So this is the problem with capitalism, because the person at the helm of this, the person who decided to shut it down, is a billionaire, and apparently the fight is between him and his grandchild, trying to take over the company from the grandchild because I guess it was, listen. Anyway, hapo sijui hata niseme nini. So yeah, that's a story to look into. That's on the Business Daily. Page 5. So at least there's like a lot of information on the Business Daily in particular. There's apparently a meat expo that's happening. Why, you ask? I also have no clue. I was like, what do you mean there's a meat expo? I'm like, are people just coming to show off the nyama or the cows that they've reared? Like, I'm curious. Yeah, there's cattle breeds that produce more meat, apparently. The need to stimulate investments in cold chain technologies. I don't even know what that means. And this is the third one. It's actually not the first. This is the third edition of the Meat Expo. And they have like a whole, I think 4 pages, not 5. They have like a whole spread in the Daily Nation. So yeah, it's happening at KICC. In case you are interested, it's from the 12th to the 14th. In case you're curious about meats, I guess you can go find out about it. It's I'm still not sure. The vice president of Malawi, Malawi, was killed in a crash. There was that's the one that the Nini disappeared, the plane disappeared. A lot is happening. Like, These days, you throw a stone and it handles a bunch of African countries. Let's see what else is in the papers. I've not seen anything that is not shenanigans for don't pay attention to the whatever bill. I don't know. I feel oh yeah, I've just remembered. Now that I've seen this, Nakumincha sued over management of pharmacies. Okay, that's interesting. The story about, I think it was in the Daily Nation or one of these papers, in regards to now vaccines have been released. Sijui ati kids, people can be happy because the vaccines have been released. And I was like, that's our problem. The fact that our country didn't have vaccines for a couple of weeks, that's a huge problem, because doesn't that lead to like deaths and stuff like that? Like, that's very risky. And also the fact that it's like, what was the reason behind us not having access to the vaccines? What was the problem? Were they being hoarded somewhere? Was someone just playing chess, poker, whatever games they're playing? Was it a political game where you're willing to risk people's lives and then look like a hero in the end? I don't know. That's very disturbing. And back to the finance bill. Was it on Sunday? The CS was on a TV station or TV show, and the conversation was around the tax, the shift. Now apparently there's multiple, because we've been talking about shift the entire time. There's multiple funds within a larger fund that's called SHA, which is SHA, to do the social health something. Listen, and the funny thing is, the first thing the host said to them after welcoming them to the show, the first thing they said to the CS was like, this is very confusing. And the CS was just like, no, it's not. I'm like, if someone's already told you it's confusing, why are you negating that? And when I was trying to watch that interview, I really struggled through it, because there was like a lot of stuff that was just being thrown around, and I didn't even understand what it was, what it meant. Like, it's very confusing. And honestly, just, it's giving scam. It's giving people are going to contribute money because they're saying it's mandatory. People, even if you're not employed, and then there's a statement that she made in regards to the unemployed and the self-employed, and said, when we just look at you, we can tell how much you earn, so we'll be able to tell how much you should contribute. And I was just like, in this Nairobi, you can tell. You can look at someone and tell how much they earn. Okay, sawa. All the best with that, by the way. They want to have access to people's M-Pesa transactions, and then use that as a gauge for income. And I was thinking, like, I send money to my grandmother, so they're going to look at that and think my grandmother earned that, because she doesn't work anywhere. So that's an income. I do work where sometimes people send money to my M-Pesa to buy materials, because there's work that I do that requires that. Is that going to be considered an income? Will they factor that in, or how does this work? Because I'm like, what was so hard about just trying to make NHIF work? Because you knew where the loopholes were with NHIF. Fix the freaking loopholes and you have a system that works. But instead of fixing a system that's slightly broken, you want to introduce a system that's a lot more complicated, that even you don't understand, because even in your explanations, it still doesn't make sense. And then think, oh, this one will definitely work better. It's more complicated than NHIF. You couldn't make NHIF work, but you think the new one is the one that's going to work. Yeah, sure. Here's energy.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Maisha ina stress but sitachoka. Manake mimi staya mimi nyota. Mungu peke ndio mimi nitaogopa. Get back 'cause unachoma choma choma choma. Daily na meremeta, form yangu ni kutesa. Usikol kama si pesa, bade nachipeleka. Inaselela, dombola, mandem and lose composure. We catch flies, now feelings. Leo fly around me. Let's spend some time. Just spend some time with me. Feeling important. Feeling like something is coming all over me. Feel like a soldier. Feel like I'm going to war with the enemy. I've gotten older. I'm very comfortable with my identity. It's never over. I'm ready, I'm willing, I'm willing. I'm feeling hypnotized. I'm feeling like a child. I need to realize I'm feeling so alive. I take off my disguise and I get myself the prize. I don't mean to be shy. All I can do is try. Don't waste my time. Don't miss my energy. Don't kill my vibe. Don't miss my energy. Let's take a ride. Just fly around me. Let's spend some time. Just spend some time with me.
Some people search and seek until they find the light. Some people think that everything they think is right. Some people don't believe in peace, they want to fight. Some people not my type. Some people not the vibe. Shangilia, pango yote imepangiliwa. Shida yetu yote tatuliwa. Maisha yetu imebarikiwa. Shangilia, pango yote imepangiliwa. Shida yetu yote tatuliwa. Maisha yetu imebarikiwa.
Studio, listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know music is our food for show. We got this. Living in the studio, listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know music is our food for show. We got this.
I can't help but feel punished. I can't help but feel vanished in shadows of those walking behind me. Those I light the way for. Those are nurtured, pain and explained and paved the way for. Down to public shaming, tired of blaming, pointed fingers, hot cold, feigning joy, looking bars, smoking cranium as my head bobbing, eyes sobbing from police tear gas. Down the chicks trickling, buzz face sickly, frown, look around, sicking thoughts, puzzling, joining, troubling doors, puffing, sniffing, make you groove, guzzling, drinking, take your shots, posing, much to prove, chained up, pleading in the cold size, colder people move.
Living in the studio, listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know music is our food for show. We got this. Living in the studio, listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know music is our food for show. We got this. Bidi body get murdered. Kakitungu he bit ni tia jaka waka omera my guy. Titushani mbogwa my guy wanja. Nimekuja kipan fan kamjesh. Yani Regency kamlesh. Hini recently yani come fresh. Kusheng a sheng na sense jenga peng call me the alchemist. On a battlefield with my iron fist. Just turn this bitch into a smoke dish, smoke split, pass you. Living in the studio, listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know music is our food for show. We got this. Living in the studio, listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know music is our food for show. We got this. Living in the studio, listen to that boom bop go. We got this. Me and all the homies know
Music is our food for show. Living in the studio. Listen to that boom bop go. Me and all the homies know. Music is our food for show. Living in the studio. Listen to that boom bop go. Me and all the homies know. Music is our food for show. Living in the studio. Listen to that boom bop go. Me and all the homies know. Music is our food for show.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
That is a group of amazing Kenyan artists who came together to give us an anthem for any day you feel like you are down. This is going to be a short link. I just wanted to put you on to something that's happening this evening. If you are someone who's a supporter or was a supporter of Jambi Koikai, there's an event that's happening this evening at Quavers Thika Road. It's the Reggae Fraternity is putting together a tribute in the honor of Jambi, and it's going to be a 500 bob, and then all the money, the proceeds are basically going to settle her hospital bills as well as planning her burial. If you can't make it, you can still buy a ticket, or if you can't make it but you would still want to support, you could there's people who are sharing how you can contribute via paybill. The paybill number is 600-100 and the account is 242424, a very simple one. 600-100, that's the paybill number, and the account number 242424 for Jambi's send-off. That's all I wanted to share at this moment. We'll take a break kidogo, listening to Polaris. Polaris is asking to Fanye, let's give Fire Mama a worthy send-off. Let's do that.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Ni kama naelewa lakini sielewi. Dunia nzima uliona minyo mshenzi, na hitabia sijaiona na watu wengi, na haya huna ukisema ni mapenzi, na vile umeja msatufanye, na mimi nimeja msatufanye, na vile umeja
I've been faded, I've been naked, in different places, many faces, X-rated, yeah, yeah. I've been patient, I've been waiting. No other one that's come around can do the things you do. Who keep come around, we smoke a lot, Canadian pot, jeans and bum, catch a wine, dance bounce along, baby, bounce along, wine and dine, made your mind, it's a clear sign that no other one that's come around can do the things you do. Nobody else can match my energy. Cheesy come my yeah, yeah. Cheesy come my yeah, yeah. We up all night and still we tryna be busy on the AM. Cheesy come my yeah, 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 yeah. Cheesy come my yeah, yeah. Cheesy come my yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Cheesy come my yeah, yeah. Cheesy come my yeah.
I've been faded, serenaded, celebrated. Ooh, very patient. See, I'm not so complicated. Ooh, kakwama on my mind. Your toes are juicy, align. Moyo kapiga sign. Kishoka underline. Only free because you let me be. That's the love I want for me. Long time was so baridi. Can't deny the chemistry. Ukakwama on my mind. Tuka alive. Tuka bigger sign.
Nobody else can match my energy. Cheesy come my yeah, yeah. Cheesy come my yeah, yeah. We up all night and still we tryna be busy on the AM. Cheesy come my yeah, 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 yeah. Cheesy come my yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Cheesy come my yeah, yeah. Cheesy come my yeah, yeah. Cheesy come my
Power Radio. Tune in.
It is now 12 noon, time for the second half of the show. That was Ben Soul with Zania Manasseh on Cheesy. Back to my lover girl statements. Find someone who matches your crazy. Back to advice things. We are going to be having a conversation around menstrual health and our education system. That's what we'll be discussing in this second half of the show. I'm excited to share the things that I know about this. I know when I say excited, it sounds very, it's just a word. Don't worry. Don't think too hard on that. Before that, of course, today's Wednesday, so that means I'm going to see you on the other side of OnlyFans, and then we can get into this particular conversation.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Saturday is with you.
Purple silhouette, so I know you can't see me. How long before I'm wishing like a genie? What's the reasonable reason for your hiding? Till last night I heard you calling on your mama. I cannot even vouch for you. I cannot call on you. So if I don't love you, not taboo. If you don't love me too. So I erase my matching tattoo, cause I put it on for you. If you ever start to really win, if you ever find your queen, I hope she lets you down, 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 down.
Have you never focused on another? Have you never focused, say brother? Have you ever noticed my hangover? You be driving me loco. Reason I believe in you, pronto. You are the one that was supposed to carry me go. But when I'm on the road, baby, that's why I cannot even vouch for you. I cannot call on you. And if I don't love you, not taboo. When you don't love me too. Now I erase my matching tattoo, cause I put it on for you. If you ever start to really win, if you ever find a king, and I hope he lets you down.
Down, down. I hope she lets you down, 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 down. And I hope she lets you down, 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 down. I hope she lets you down, 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 down. Call me how many times I'm not losing the fight. I'll be ready to die, falling into you. Now ain't getting what take. You couldn't me, showing on a file. I was into you. So now when you're gone and you're noticing, there was a diamond you didn't see. I've been shining my way out of your darkness. That's why I cannot even vouch for you. I cannot call on you. So if I don't love you, not taboo. If you don't love me too. So I just my matching tattoos, cause I put them on for you. If you ever start to really win, if you ever find your queen, I hope she lets you down, 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 down. I hope she lets you down, 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 down. But I hope she lets you down, 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 down. I hope she lets you down, 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 down.
Oxygen mix.
Na 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 na, yeah, 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 yeah. Been such a long time since I ever. It don't matter how long it gon' take, no. You got me feeling some type of way. Baby, come closer, rewind and play. I'm gonna fight bitches for you. My God, I'm addicted to you. Feel the pressure, I tell you, come through, baby, come through. Feel the pressure, I tell you, it's you, baby, come through. Shut the door now, baby, come let me kiss you all over, yeah. Shut the door now, you should know I'm the one in control, yeah, yeah. Shut the door now, baby, come let me give you some love, yeah. Shut the door now, shut the door now. Missing you on a daily, sometimes it got me crazy, yeah, 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 yeah. Don't know what got me crazy. Feel like I'm going crazy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Feel the pressure, I tell you, come through, baby, come through. Feel the pressure, I tell you, it's you, baby, come through. Shut the door now, baby, come let me kiss you all over, yeah. Shut the door now, you should know I'm the one in control, yeah, yeah. Shut the door now, baby, come let me give you some love, yeah. Shut the door now, shut the door now. Now again when you go down on me, baby, you got me crazy, yeah, 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 yeah. Feel like you got me crazy, think of you on a daily, yeah, 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 yeah. Feel the pressure, I tell you, come through, baby, come through. Feel the pressure, I tell you, it's you, baby, come through. Shut the door now, baby, come let me kiss you all over, yeah. Shut the door now, you should know I'm the one in control, yeah, yeah. Shut the door now, baby, come let me give you some love, yeah. Shut the door now, shut the door now. Shut the door now, baby, come
usilete ufala, ndio maana mi huishingi hatungepatana. Ukinikata mara moja wezi nitamalaya. And you're telling everybody that this Gucci's on fire. Only fans, penye imefika nafungua only fans. Kauna nipenda tu mafea in advance. Penye imefika no romance with no finance. Only fans, yeah, yeah. Only fans. Penye imefika nafungua only fans. Kauna nipenda tu mafea in advance. Penye imefika no romance with no finance. Only fans, yeah, yeah.
Hello, ladies blowing up my phone. Akibien, you are so bomb. Wakituma fea twakuja kwako. Oh, yo. Steady grinding all night long. Nasikuji kasi form ya door. Itabidi ukanje ndo tupige show. Ukisikia sauti solo jue ni kubaya. Hii muziki ya Kenya twaipeleka Ulaya. Na temperature inapanda warazi wanakwaya. Tutashinda magrami before tumeritaya. Me say only fans. Walimefika natambua only fans. Kanika kitu mutumia only fans. Walimefika nafanyia only fans. Only fans, yeah, yeah, only fans. Walimefika natambua only fans. Kanika kitu mutumia only fans. Walimefika mutambua only fans. Only fans, yeah, yeah.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
At this rate inaonekana OnlyFans will be the way to go. But sasa shida ni you would actually need energy. Na sasa hiyo sina. As in, there's no winning. Niliambia there's no winning by the way. Hapa, hakuna kushinda kwa sababu masaibu kila kona. If the weather is not trying to kill us, the government is. If the floods are not trying to kill us, the government is. If pandemics are not trying to kill us, the government. Like, anyway, common denominator. The government is always trying to kill us. So, sijui. Anyway, let's get into today's conversation. Today we'll be having a conversation about menstrual health and our education system. The reason I wanted to have this particular conversation, I wanted to touch a bit on the fact that we don't learn that much about menstrual health in school. Like the way our education system is set up hasn't really been set up to give us information. It's been set up to just scare us and just tell us the basics of things without really getting into detail about how these things will actually affect us, how to take care of ourselves and everything in between. We're going to touch a bit on sex education because I think that also plays a huge role in the way in which our education system is set up when it comes to menstrual health and the information that is shared with us. We'll talk about hygiene, we'll talk about periods themselves and UTIs. We'll talk about who's responsible when it comes to teaching us these things in the first place. And then So, the best place to start, as usual, is when we're talking about menstrual health. Basically, our menstrual health is not just like about, oh, look, you have a period, and then it ends there. It encompasses the state in which our bodies are, our mental and physical wellness during the time. We can talk about our menstrual awareness, the importance of the hygiene around like menstrual hygiene and how that can contribute to diseases, how that can contribute to STIs, UTIs, and stuff like that. Actually, UTIs. And also we can talk about like accessibility to menstrual products because that's also very, very important. And as important as that is, the standard and the quality of menstrual products that we have access to also matters. And why is it that people in lower income areas or poverty-stricken areas don't have access to good quality menstrual products. There's also culture when it comes to menstrual health, where in certain cultures, you just do like, they don't believe in like using period products, for instance. So someone has to basically, what's the word? Like the free bleeding, but you're free bleeding like on the ground and stuff like that. There's a lot. I feel like sometimes when I think about like starting to have a conversation, and then I start thinking a lot deeper, and I'm like, wow, there's so much to touch on over here. So what is menstrual health? Menstrual health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity in relation to your menstrual cycle. So when we talk even like about, okay, the other reason I wanted to have this conversation was because we have, so we lost Jambi Koikai, who was dealing with endometriosis, which is part of menstrual health. There's different versions of endometriosis. I didn't even know, like, endometriosis also manifests in so many different ways. Then we also have a lady by the name Senje right now, who's literally fighting for her life. Same case, endometriosis. She's supposed to go for surgery in Atlanta. She's been nyimwada a visa after doing, like, I'm imagining after going through that process of trying to get a visa to the US, and even they know they won't give it to you, but they still take your money. I think there should be a condition. Okay, two things I think in terms of, I digress a bit. Two things I think in terms of visa. One, if you nyima me a visa, you have to give me back my money, because see, I was paying for the visa. I wasn't paying for the process. It shouldn't be you're charging me for the process. Because then if I get a visa, that's what I've paid for, right? So there should be a rule that if you nyima me a visa, you give me back my money. One. Two, I think the rules should be reciprocated. So whatever rules your country has for my visa application, my country has for your populace, for your visa applications to my country. I think that's how it should be. It should be fair game. If you require blood from my great-grandmother and a signature from 3 generations removed ancestors, the same applies to you if you need to come to my country. Back to the conversation we're having about menstrual health. So Senjay, she's a comedian, she's a content creator on social media, and she's set to have surgery on the 18th of June. So she was meant to, she's supposed to be admitted on the 17th. So she was supposed to fly out to Atlanta, Georgia for her surgery. She's been asked, what is your reason for traveling? And she says, because she's going for a medical procedure. And then this guys go like, as dire as your situation is, we are going to have to say no. Why? After yesterday, these people are celebrating the 60 years of US in Kenya. Really? Like, really? That's yeah, sure. We see the relationship very one-sided, to be honest. So I was just like, surely there's situations, I'm like, if I was going for sherehe, that would be something else. It's a medical procedure. And she says that she was asked why she can't get the procedure done here. And she said she's already had a procedure done here. And the procedure that she got done here didn't help. So she needs yet another procedure. And the doctors here referred her to the hospital in Atlanta to get the procedure done there. So I'm just like, yeah, we are. So menstrual health, it's basically a complete physical, mental, and self-well-being, and not the absence of disease in relation to your menstrual cycle. So things like endometriosis do end up falling under menstrual health. Well, we also have periods in general. There's the cramps. There's I was gonna say something else, but we'll talk about that when we come back. Here is a song I really like by Labdi and Tetushani, and I'm trying to manifest someone who'll come and tell me this in my life. Here's Spend My Money.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
the sea. Bora uhai, c'est la vie. All of these roads lead you to me. Make me spend all my money for peace and quiet mystery. Forbidden fruit is out of reach. I've got a hunch, a certainty. You make me spend all my money. Dice, a slap on the cheek, the thrill of the chase ends in defeat. If we are survivors, then we try harder. Most of my life I've been asleep. Who will I hold? Who will I keep? All of this talk is way too deep. I need to spend all my money.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Tetu Shani and Labdi. I think I've shared these fun facts before, but why not do it again? Tetu Shani is musically trained. He went to, is it Juilliard? Yeah, the music school. And this particular song was used, it was one of the songs that was used for Blood and Water, the Netflix original series. Again, Kenyans doing great things, always celebrating them. We are having a conversation around menstrual health in our education system, and I wanted to touch a bit on our education system when it comes to menstrual health, because I went through that system, 844 to be specific, and we didn't really learn that much when it comes to menstrual health. The most we did in biology classes and science classes was you learn anatomy, and even that, it's not like, they don't focus on a lot of things. They focus on basics. It's like, this is what the human body looks like. This is what makes you different from the next person. The next person being, this one is male, this one is female. So the anatomy of a male looks like this. The anatomy of a female looks like this. And even that is like, again, base level. This is where your heart is situated. This is where your livers are. This is what your livers do. This is what your heart does. I don't know why the heart likes to do other things. Just pump blood, by the way. Surgery, feelings and emotions, just pump blood. Do you see other organs trying to do other things? No. Why are you there trying? Anyway, I digress. Back to things we were taught in school. When it comes to menstrual health, we weren't really taught that much. We were just told, oh, when you get to a certain age, you might start your period. They don't even say, like, it doesn't apply to everyone. Not everyone starts at the same age and things like that. Like, that information is not very base level stuff. And if you ask me, what I remember from my 844 education in regards to menstrual health, the answer is absolutely nothing. I just remember at one point when I was 12 years old, they brought a particular brand that used to sell that sells sanitary towels. They brought a couple of people from that particular brand with their sanitary towels. They talked about how sanitary towels are used. Sanitary pads are used. They taught us how to use pads. They did the demonstration with the water and the blue agent. It's like they just color water. They put what is called food color in water, and then they show you, you see, it doesn't leak. Which now, when you get older, you realize it's stupid because the viscosity of blood is not the same as water. It doesn't work the same way with blood. No one mentioned blood clots. I remember very well. No one talked about clots. No one talked about how big they should be, what color they should be. There's so many things that were left out. And I remember back in 2020, someone sent me a book, and this book is, I wish I'd had actually carried it. I'll carry it one of these days, but look for it. It's by a Kenyan writer, and they sat down with a gynecologist and they put together this book, and it's literally about menstrual health. And I think it's called Slay Sister or something. I don't remember the name, but I have the book in the house. So in 2020, I received this book, and when you're reading the book, it even talks about how tampons cause shock when you're inserting them. No, like even I remember we were being discouraged from using tampons because apparently tampons are for promiscuous people. And Sujui using tampons was going to mess up with your quote unquote virginity. Let me tell you, the nonsense. That's the information that was being shared. So you were being told, no, you should only use pads because tampons do this. Don't use this, don't use that. And it makes no sense that that's the information we're being given. I remember those same people also did like the whole banana and a condom thing and showed you how to use a condom on a banana. That's all the education we received from that particular day. Don't forget, these people are just here to push the product. That's what it was about. And then when you get to high school, I didn't really do biology. We did biology from 1, from 2. I did physics because I preferred wires over blood. I didn't really do biology, but I remember even like so our biology teacher was very slow. It was those ones for like, I want you people to understand, so I don't want to rush anything. So by the time I was getting to Form 3, we hadn't even finished the curriculum for Form 2 in biology. So I remember even things about like the blood group thingy. We had to learn that like real fast because it was going to be in the exams, but he hadn't taught us yet about like which group can give which one can't receive, which one gives everyone, which one doesn't, all that stuff. So when it comes to the education system, I didn't really learn that much. And then you come out here into the world, or basically not even before you come into the world. When you're in school, in high school, you start seeing people menstruating, right? For me, I say in high school because for me, mine kicked in a little bit late. I was in Form 3 when I started. I was 17 at that point. Funny enough, again, it goes back to something that we'll be touching on. It's like, who's supposed to give you this information? In our household, no one talked about menstruation or menstrual health. But the most that would happen, my mom would ask me, kwetu walikuwa wanaitwa wageni, because even language, again, there's stigma around having these conversations, right? My mom used to call them wageni. So whenever I'd come home for the holidays, she'd ask me, wageni wajakuja? And then I'm like, nope. And then that was Form 1, all of Form 2, still the answer was no. I get into Form 3, and then my cycle would only happen when I was home. So I used to have a cycle every 3-4 months. So generally it was like 3 times a year. And I thought that was normal. I was just like, oh, okay, it happens. Turns out it was a weather thing, and the way my body used to adjust in school or behave in school was very different from at home because the regions were very different, so weather, all that stuff. That is what I was told. I don't know if that's the case, sijui, because also it could just be I had an irregular cycle, because apparently, as much as people go like, oh, thank God, it's not normal, your cycle should always be regular. It should happen every month, apparently. There's so many things. Even I was 2 weeks ago is when I was learning that of how even like that your ovaries are not really attached to it's like it looks like a hand, and then the eggs just are, it's like it reaches for the egg and pulls it. Very, very, I was like, how am I learning this at 33 years old? How was this not taught in class? And where did I learn this? On TikTok. Someone was curious, and then they went to do the research, and they were like, I'm just curious, like, do they just sit over there, and then they just, like, because you think it comes out of the tube and it just sits there. Nope, it comes from I don't know where, and then it's like it has like talons at the end, like tiny fingers that reach for the nini and then pull it up. And you know the other thing that I learned last year, which is insane to me, that when your egg isn't fertilized, when the ovaries are not fertilized, because now we shed our lining, we only shed the lining, you don't shed the egg. Your body literally consumes that egg. It like sucks. Yes, I was like, what do you mean? It eats it. Like it just kind of disappears in there. And exactly, I've been asked in where. Same. I don't know. No one told me this. There's someone who was like trying to explain it to me, and I was like, what do you mean? It doesn't add up. So there's a lot of information that we still don't have. And if I'm being honest, I think the reason that this is not taught is because it affects women. I've said it. The reason it is not taught, it's because it affects women. If men had periods, we'd have a lot of information. We'd know how to control it. Let me tell you, because we live in a world that was built for men by men anyway. Yeah. So, I don't know. Is that information that you found out late in life? Because I'm still shocked that I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's just like it's sucked. It's by what? Going where? It's like your body just consumes it. Another thing I learned last year, as I was doing research for my getting my tubes tied, one of the other random things I learned is that, do you know that pregnancies actually hide? You're pregnant when someone gets pregnant, the pregnancy hides itself so to not be detected, because your cells will think it's a parasite and attack it. I'm like, this is why you can't convince me to have babies. I'm just saying, there's so many reasons why. I was just like, what? Huh? Again, we need more research that's done. But then research, even like when people fund research, thing is, they don't fund research on women and issues that affect women, because again, that's the kind of society we live in, that's the world we live in. Our things are not considered important, because even medication, I think I've complained about this before and I'll complain about it again. Even when they're doing research and when they're doing testing for medication, they hardly test on women. They don't use women as test subjects. I'm like, but you expect these meds to be used on women. And we already know that our bodies don't function exactly the same way as male bodies, right? Female bodies don't function the same way. So when you are doing your research, when you are testing out medication, why would you not test on all the different types of bodies that are available to make sure you know how it affects a female body, how it affects a male body? Because I might go, for instance, think of like pain medication, right? When pain is being prescribed to men versus women, a woman will be in so much pain and they'll still not be prescribed as much as a man who's in a lot less pain, because the medical field also has biases against women. Like, there's no winning. Today's theme is there's no winning. Here is Pognamating.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Niko na visa, niko kwa simu na nasikia bashi meshika. Je, kuna madem, kuna maniga, maodine wamekuja kuchachisha. Ninajificha, sitaki picha, kubabae, sitaki vita. Nashikisha na mavela mabichwa, na tukishikwa jo mabel Mona Lisa. Tutoke BND, twende BNB, niko DND, usijam, I will be RB, I will be RB.
Mihadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimenichanganya kunidanganya napenda vitu si ufanya vile inafaa Erobog na matin Eyonaka Erobog na matin Abiro kikomando Kiritala jumi niko na mado Wenye vipindi na musonge kando Esima tu sama poso chopo Chololo, chololo Nobody can party like we do Wamoke girumba kokwara we blues Kinena kalingi kipani ya sim Meditation yaka bed ni soya design bololo Anebo che bololo So please no Okadwa jo machendo oh bololo Anebo che bololo So please no Okadwa jo machendo oh Mihadara tisishanza kunidanganya Hadi najishuku sana Zimelipu zimenichanganya Napenda vitu si ufanya
Miadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana simelimbu Maximus
Ogna Martin
hey and na
Kodong
yeah
Kodong
Nico DND
Mutoto ya Pamela
I'll be right back Tell him I'll be woo
I lost faith in finding me. I lost faith in finding meaning. Of all the songs I tried to sing, of all the songs I wrote to sing, sometimes life could be so real, strangely heaven out of season. I don't believe in truth, but I do believe in you. Everything I do will be done from my heart, and every move I make will be made up of love. Everything I do will be done from my heart, and every move I
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Another one of my favorites of the moment. I feel like at this point, like, kwani uko na favorites ngapi? Nyingi, by the way. I can make, okay, I was going to say I can make a whole playlist. I have a whole playlist of favorites. These are songs, there's a song that I want. Okay, we'll play you a certain song that is, again, one of my favorites of the moment. And not just because they mention my shags, but it's like, I feel like it's a really cool collab because it's between two artists who both sing in vernacular but different languages. Yes. So we're gonna play that when we come back. Let me make sure that that's gonna happen. We are talking about menstrual health and our education system. So I was talking about how we were never really taught a lot of things about even like what our bodies do, what to expect, what not to expect. We're just told you'll bleed, and then that was it. And then you start bleeding, and then no one told you it's coming with pain. No one tells you what to do, how long it lasts, that it's not the same for everyone, which is the saddest part. So I remember, again, I said the first time that conversation came up, I was 12. I was in class 6, and it came up because these guys were doing the whole run thing. Some people in my class had started getting their menstrual periods. Then I go into high school, then my mom starts with the Wageni question. Again, still, it's not a conversation. So in school, we're not really learning about it. But then I remember in high school, there's a bunch of people, because like it was an all-girls school, so like almost everyone is on their period. And then you're over there like very late. I was tiny. People used to think I was younger than I was, so that helped as well, because they just thought I ended up in high school earlier than I should have been there anyway. People used to borrow pads from me because I was the one person who would always have pads because I wasn't really using them. And I remember like what would happen is like I'd give them out, and then the next time I'd just come with new ones because I was like, I also thought they'd expire, all these other stories. Then you come, you're an adult, you've learned tampons, nini, so you start trying to figure out, because I don't know about everyone, we all used to buy like this one particular brand of pads that was really terrible for us. Really bad, used to cause rashes, used to trauma us, like you get burns, it was very uncomfortable, was not made with women and comforts in mind, despite already being uncomfortable because you're bleeding to begin with. Another conversation that never happened, ovulation. Ovulation was just like, I remember when people used to talk about safe days, that is, did you how to calculate safe days? I don't remember that class because, like I said, I don't remember it happening. It was something I heard of people talking about, but there was a mention of people ovulate, then you ovulate, then you get your period, then you go, then you ovulate, then you get your period. You're just told it's a cycle. So people never talked about what ovulation looked like, how it happened, how it affected you, what to expect during ovulation. And it's now, I think for some reason, I'm grateful that I usually don't suffer the painful parts of menstrual cycles and the menstrual thing in general. I don't get cramps, I don't get all this stuff, and I'm not bragging. Not dealing with them, I thought that was the norm. So when I saw people in pain, I was just like, I'm just trying to get out of class. And then now you start learning that there's people who can't function at all when they're on their periods. There's people who a week before, they're in so much pain, like you cramp when you're even ovulating. Post-ovulation, you're still cramping. And I was just like, that's 3 weeks. So it's week of, week before, and week after. So for me, I'm like, most that will happen is I'll get like lower back pain the day before. And for me, it's usually just an indicator. It's like, oh, my period is around the corner. And sometimes nothing. It just, me, I'm those ones for ntashtuliwa too. If I'm like, oh, you're here. Okay. So the fact that these conversations weren't happening anywhere, it was like the best that could happen is you learn from people around you. And the people around you are not having a monolithic experience. Everyone is having a very different experience. So you don't know where your experience will fall along this spectrum of madness, from the Muthonis who don't feel anything to the people who are bedridden every single time they get their period, because that's how insane it is. And you wonder, where's the research on this? Who's working on the research on this to tell us, is that one, there's doctors who come and said it's actually not normal. Periods shouldn't be painful. So if you're getting painful periods, that means there's a problem. But then how do we find out what the problem is, and how do we get to fixing the problem? So there are so many different things that I think are still up in the air. When it comes to our education system, definitely not equipped. The government recently approved, last year, they approved a menstrual hygiene management education program, a curriculum to be added into our education system that's supposed to teach on the safe and hygienic management and safe disposal of things like pads, tampons, and stuff like that. But my question is, who exactly is going to be giving these trainings? Because our parents can't even say the word periods. Don't know, these are wageni. Our teachers, because it goes back, the stigma also comes from, I don't know if it's cultural or also the fact that we a majority Christian, a religious background as well. I'm not sure where it mostly stems from, because I think it's always just been when they came, they found out that we don't talk about things. So they were oh, so we don't talk about them. So they didn't talk about them. And that's why when people us come and start talking about these things, you're told, no, these things are things you just keep in the house. You don't share. That's why even conversations about how our bodies behave when they're pregnant are now being had now. Because Mimi, I am still shocked to hear that your organs move. Where are they going? Me thought my heart is permanently situated there. My lungs are permanently situated there. Actually, my ribs expand. To do what? For what purpose? Okay, I get for the purpose of making room for the uterus, but it's just, So things like that. It's just, we need to share more information. And these are the few things that I'm grateful the internet has opened us to, because prior we didn't have access to this information because it wasn't easy to come by. The doctors are not telling you, the teachers are not telling you, your parents at home are not telling you. So you will just, you pick up things here and there when people mention. The textbooks are not telling you. So I think we definitely, one, need to have a proper menstrual health curricula. That's you really educate people on what it means. Because me, remember, the most was oh, you've started getting your period. Now, if boys touch you, you get pregnant. That was it. And it's also, if it's fear-based, you're not really doing anyone any justice. Because if you're preaching oh, if boys touch you, this happens, and then a boy touches me and nothing happens, I'm Kwani, something is wrong with me. And then you send people down this curiosity path, and then things happen. And that's how Nelias got pregnant when we were in class 6. And everyone was what do you mean? Mulimtuma uko nje. Because, anyway, one, I think that we need a proper guided blueprint on how these things are taught in school. Kenya still does not want to introduce sex education into our school system, because they think sex education is teaching kids how to have sex, because that is what happens when you have 60-plus-year-olds who can't even stand on their own, who can't, again, I digress kidogo before I come back to Nini. I have to rant a bit. I find it very weird that in every occupation, in every whatever, they have a retirement age of 60, 65. But they say you're too old to operate things. You're too old to run whatever, these programs, to do this work, to do this. But you guys will go and elect an 80-year-old to be a president. This person can't be even hired as a teacher, but you think they can run a country. They're not even trusted to run their own homes. I'm just saying. Think. Back to the thing I was saying. They think that sex education means you're training kids how to have sex. Sex education is about more than just the sex aspect of it. It's teaching children, one, things like consent, what that means. Because if we never have these conversations, there was a story that was done, because because I am Kenyan, I have multiple jobs. One of the jobs that I do, there's a story we covered, and the story was about this young girl who's disabled, who's been defiled multiple times by men, adult men. And even like when we were talking to the mom, there's something she said that really rubbed me off the wrong way. And she said, it's like, hata yeye ameonja hii kitu ni kama amependa, because she keeps running back. And I was like, no, it's called grooming. That child has been groomed to the point that she's running from home to go to these people because she thinks something will happen to her. This child is now HIV positive because of being defiled by multiple men. When the mom went to report to the police station, the first thing these people do is ask for a bribe. Tutumie pesa. She's like, I don't even have money to pay rent, but you want me to find you money to go arrest this man. So when we introduce things like sex education, things like consent, things like when someone does this, this is wrong, it would be even easier for kids to come and say, this is what happened to me, and parents can do something about it because already kids are aware what is wrong, what is allowed, what is crossing the line. When it comes to things like now menstrual health, it's like you're feeling pain, you're feeling this. If you're seeing clots and they look like this, if you're seeing a discharge and it's this color, because we have different colors of discharge that mean different things. If you see a discharge that looks like this, there's a problem. If you feel pain when you're peeing, there's a problem. That's what sex education is about. It's not, we're not going there and start teaching kids oh, these are the styles. That's not what sex education is. And this, again, is the problem with having people with old mentalities, people who are so illiterate in multiple things, who are ignorant in multiple things and multiple subjects, being decision makers in such offices because they're not helping anyone. Whose responsibility is it to teach these things? It has to be a shared responsibility, I think. It should happen at home and in school. That way, if a teacher is touching a child inappropriately, this child can walk up to another teacher and say, this teacher touched me, and they can go home and say, this teacher touched me. Because you've created a safe space. You have to create a safe space both in school and at home. It can't just be one or the other. It has to be both. Because kids don't live in a vacuum that they're only in school or they're only at home. A safe space should be in both spaces because we should have teachers we can trust, and we should have parents we can trust, or guardians we can trust, or adults in our life. Actually, kids should always have adults in their lives that they can trust. Because then once they have this information, there's one trustworthy person that they can go to help them. Are we ready with my song? Here's my song. I'll see you on the other side of the song. Listen to it first. Karioto Kamuranga. That's me.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Negwedete, Karioto Kamuranga, negwedete. Negwedete, Karioto Kamuranga, negwedete. Oh no. Kisinenya date Orea horaga kisinenya date Korugare keho Jiguaga dakwana nenya date Tension Jiguaga dakwana nenya date Baby Oh no Baby, story. Oh, hey, I got what on in your date. Moshene. Oh, hey, I got what on in your date.
Nyakuma boy, you already know. You're my bella bambina. Okabiluor. Abiro neno baba gi mama koda dana. Gigi chako chono kadwani adi kajuoga. Amedo lemoni gini bedie dwaro Jehova. Konya siro wach gi amina. Dine ya odenda dine noni ineremba. Jogo magalo naran kiaga kaka ilomba. Logo hadere itege okenyata.
Kaira tuka moranga negwedate. Negwedate. Kaira tuka moranga negwedate. Baby. Oh no. Gwedate, oh no. Oh no. Gwedate, oh no. Logo hadere okenyata.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
So if you're out there and you're listening, that would be a perfect dedication song to me because one, I am a kairetu kamuranga. So if you love me and you want to dedicate a song to me, that one will be perfect. It matches all the things. Sekodre, it's a collab between Irosh, Okelo Max, and Hornsphere. So the horns are just doing the thing. They always get me every single time. And thirdly, I'm a lover girl, and it's a love song, and it's a song about loving someone. I'm like, what's not to love? See what I did there? So, we're gonna have to end our conversation there today because, the importance. I think we can we'll do a show about the importance of sex education and the different ways in which maybe we can introduce it, even if it's not gonna happen in school. Some of the things that you can do at home or for the people around you, for the kids that you are in charge of, to teach them the simple things like consent and what being touched inappropriately looks like. Because sometimes it's not even just about like the adults, even the kids in their lives could be doing things that are inappropriate because these days, again, there's the good things that come with the internet and also there's the terrible stuff that comes with the internet. You don't know what other people are watching. You in your house unaweza kuwa umeweka hizo regulations and stuff, but au kwenye wako, they don't experience like a proper episode on just that, the aspects of sex education and how maybe to go about it. But for today's particular show, that's where we're going to end it. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I look forward to seeing you on Friday. I don't know if Friday I'll be in the mood for sherehe or not. We'll find out when Friday gets here. But today, clearly, I was in the mood to rant. Not very lover girl of me, but see me. It's this government. I mean, choja. Okay, it's not me. It's not me. It's the situation. Okay, I'm gonna see you back here on Wednesday from 11. Oh, sorry, today's Wednesday. On Friday, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Day edition of Gift of Gab. That's gonna come right up at around 3 p.m., 4 p.m. So stick around, hang out with Elijah Moose and DJ CJ, and see you. Bye. I don't know, tunamaliza na song gani? Surrender, yeah. Here's Waithaka, Zaituni, and Kimber Sachs with I Surrender. Bye-bye.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Stop.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.